So this is the new Honor 400 Pro and it has a lot going for it. We're talking 200 megapixel camera, big battery life, fast charge as well, good IP rating and so much more. But it has a couple of things up its sleeves that makes it stand out from everything else that we have on the market today. And this will just cost you around £699. And in a world of flagship devices costing around £1,000 or more, this is actually going to sell like hotcakes. And honestly, it's a good device. Let's talk about it. So around the device itself, we have our volume rocker on the right side and a power button as well. There's no fancy capture button or anything like that that we've seen as of recently. And also it has this nice curvature to the rim, so the chassis itself, so it feels really nice and comfortable in hand to hold. Up top, we have your infrared blaster, which is still going on with Honor. I like that they still include that today. We've got speaker grill there, microphones there as well. And then right at the bottom, we have another speaker grill. We have a USB-C port for fast charge and also data transfer. And then we have a microphone and your SIM card tray is there as well. On the left side, there's nothing there, just nice and flush. So you know exactly where things are at all times. On the front, we have a fingerprint sensor and your front-facing camera, which is a 50 megapixel portrait selfie camera at f2.0. Also capable of shooting 4K videos, which is great. And then we'll move over to the back, which is where the main magic happens. We have a 200 megapixel main camera, which is 1/1.4 inch large sensor. It's f1.9. It has OIS and EIS as well for dual stabilization, and it's capable of 50x zoom. We have also a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which is also capable of shooting macro photography. And finally, a 50 megapixel telephoto lens at f2.4. So when it comes to standard photography on day-to-day basis, this does a really good job. And when it comes to that low light photography as well, it does a great job. But we'll come back to that in a second. Let's talk about the front though, because the display is also fantastic when it comes to the brightness levels. So the display is a 6.7 inch AMOLED display with 5000 nits HDR peak brightness, which is really good, especially for using in bright sunlight situations. We don't get much of that here in the UK, sadly. We have 120 Hertz refresh rate as well. And when it comes to the resolution, you're talking 2800 by 1280, which is not too shabby at all. This is going to be available in Lunar Grey, which is this one here, and also Midnight Black, which I kind of like this color. It's nice and subtle and clean. I really like it. It comes with a screen protector pre-installed as well, but I've taken it off because it started bubbling straight away. For the battery, we're talking 5300 milliamp hour, which is a silicon carbon battery, which allows them to pack it in a nice packaging and also means longevity and also more cycles in terms of what you can do with it in terms of charging, and also fast charging is available, and this will last. It's more efficient basically. There's also a 100-watt supercharge available via wired, which is really good. It means you can charge it from 0 to 50% in just 15 minutes, which is really good. For the processor performance, we're talking Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in their mobile platform, which isn't too bad. It's not Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is okay. We don't need to have that in here to perform all the tasks that it needs to perform. We have 12 gigabytes of Honor Turbo RAM, which means you can share RAM with your storage as well, and Adreno 750 for the graphics. And this comes with 512 gigabytes ultra large storage, which is amazing. And it's IP68 and IP69 rated as well. Again, just means it's nice and durable, it's solid, and it's just a premium device for something that doesn't cost that much money. When it comes to the settings menu, there are loads of things that you can do to the device to make it your own, including loads of AI features. For example, we have Honor Connect, which allows you to connect or seamlessly transfer between Honor devices, which is really great. You can set that up and start using it. Then we have Honor AI, which has a lot of AI features. We're talking AI suggestions, magic text, magic portal, AI subtitles, AI translate, call translation, AI writing, AI deepfake detection in the world of fakery online these days, and so much more. So you can play around with these options here and see which ones suit your need, which ones you want to use. Not all of them will be switched on as default out of the box. Then we go to display and brightness. You can do things like ebook mode, you got smart resolution, but in screen refresh rate is where you can go through your standard and high, so 60 Hertz, and you also have 120 Hertz, but you can just leave it in dynamic mode, which is just great. And there's more enhancer settings and display settings that you can go through. For biometrics, you have 2D face unlock, and also you got fingerprint and the usual stuff that you can do with this. Battery life is really good on this as well. It lasts more than a day with my kind of usage. So we're talking social media and all that kind of stuff, and emails and phone calls, etc. The usual stuff that I normally do on my phone. And then for storage, like I said, you can do plenty more. And as always, you have About Phone, which shows you all the stuff that comes with the phone and what the phone's about in case you just want to check what version you have, including that Magic OS 9 operating system. So like I was saying, when it comes to photography, I wouldn't dive too much into this because it works really well. There's good level of detail when you take selfies, the color looks really good as well in terms of looking natural without it looking airbrush. You can turn that off. And also, there's just the skin tone looks really great, especially for my darker skin tone. I think they've done a really good job there. When taking photos, especially at 1x, a standard main lens, it just works really well. Good level of detail, good color. There's not a lot of processing showing, which is really good. So you don't get that extra overly sharpened images. What you notice though is when you start shooting ultra wide, you start noticing the color shift in terms of the color levels. It's not as saturated as when you're shooting on the main. But those are like the sort of things that I've noticed whilst using this. When it comes to the performance, in terms of processor performance, it works really well. You can game on this. Genshin Impact works well. Call of Duty works well with no issues at all, with good sampling rates as well. And also, you can check the Geekbench scores. I think it does really well when it comes to Vulkan, OpenCL, and also just running it on the normal processor benchmarking tool. It just looks at tip top where it should be at. Where this really stands out though is there's a new feature in there called image to video, and using image to video means you can use AI to basically, or Google Cloud, to basically transform an image from just a still image to a 5-second video. And using that 5-second video, you can then also, as I'm talking about this, I'm doing one at the same time. So you can save it in 9:16 format or 16:9 format, depending on what you want to do with it afterwards. You can even have them in collage as well, so you can have multiple videos sort of stacked together and create this nice cinematic footage. But what's really cool is it does it in a few minutes, and you'll be able to transform an image to a moving image, which I don't know how I feel about it, if it's creepy or if it's amazing. I think for content creators, they might find this useful in different ways. You can't prompt it, which means you won't be able to prompt it to do weird things, or you can't upload dodgy images. So, images that are meant for non-PG rated pictures, basically. You can't start creating weird pictures with this thing, which is good. It means they've thought about the safety elements of this, but it's not going to stop people from getting creative and doing weird things with this anyway. But that's my only concern with it. But I think it's kind of amazing the way it does it, and the way it kind of recognizes both sides of your faces and stuff like that. It doesn't quite get it right at all times. So for example, this one that you can see on the screen right now, you can see my teeth. My teeth doesn't look like that. But for fun and that kind of stuff, I think it's kind of cool. If you have pets and stuff, you can start using it with your pets. If you travel and you want to do some cool stuff with it, you can do that as well. So that's something that's got up its sleeve. And I believe this is the first device that's going to do that. I think it uses Google's video generation AI feature. So this is the first phone I've seen actually include that baked in to the device as well. You're going to need internet to make it work. Without the internet, it's not going to work. So that's another downside to it. But overall though, I think it's a fantastic device. Definitely one to consider. For £699, I think I've nailed this one. It's a really good one to get. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And excuse the backdrop today. This is what working from home looks like and not my usual studio. Anyway, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.